I killed 70,000 people in 43 seconds. And I would do it again. Let me tell you why. My name is Robert Oppenheimer. Yes, you know me, the guy who built the bomb. But history books, they don't tell you everything. In university, I poisoned an apple. Cyanide. I almost murdered a man. 30 years later, the same government I served put me on trial. They called me a traitor. So, how does a boy who tried to kill his friend end up killing 70,000 and becoming a hero, only to be destroyed by the very people he saved? Sit down. If you have a cigarette, light it. This is going to take a while. Hey, everyone. I'm Robert Oppenheimer. I know you've heard of me. Maybe in textbooks, maybe in that movie. But today I just want to sit down and talk to you. Not as the father of the atomic bomb, not as some cold name in a history book. Just me. A regular guy who screwed up. Big time. Look, I wasn't normal. Not even close. Born in 1904, New York. Rich family. But money doesn't buy you friends, you know? While other kids were outside playing baseball or whatever, I was inside, arranging rock collections. Yeah, rocks. I could identify hundreds of minerals when I was 9. At 12, I gave a lecture at some science club. Those adults thought they invited an expert. Then this skinny little kid walks in. Sounds impressive, right? But I was so lonely. Too smart for my own good. The other kids thought I was a freak. Teachers didn't know what to do with me. So I just stayed by myself, reading, thinking, getting more and more isolated. By the time I got to Harvard, I was really depressed. Like really bad. There were times I wanted to die. And I did something crazy. Something I'm not proud of. I poisoned an apple. Put cyanide in it. Was gonna give it to this friend of mine. Yeah, you heard that right. I almost killed someone. Thank God he didn't eat it. Thank God my parents had enough money to make it go away. But you know what? I should have known right then, me and death, we were always gonna be connected. Okay, so fast forward to 1942. I'm 37, teaching at Berkeley. Got a wife, got kids, decent job. Life's pretty good. Then one day, General Groves shows up at my door. Oppenheimer, we need you. The Nazis might be building an atomic bomb. If Hitler gets it first, we're done. And my heart just drops, because I knew what that meant. Einstein's equation, E equals mc squared, it proved that a tiny bit of matter could release insane amounts of energy. If we could control nuclear fission, Jesus, we'd be creating a miniature sun. I hesitated for like 3 seconds. Then I said yes. Why? Look, there were lots of reasons. I'm Jewish. My relatives were being murdered in Europe. I thought if I didn't do it, Hitler would. I believed I was the only one who could pull it off. But there's another reason I don't really want to admit. As a scientist, I just had to know if it would work. This was the ultimate challenge, something humanity had never done before. That temptation, you know? Like a box you know you shouldn't open, but your hand just reaches for it anyway. 1943. We built a lab in the middle of the New Mexico desert, codename Los Alamos. I brought in the smartest guys in America, Fermi, Teller, Bethe, Feynman, all brilliant physicists. A lot of them, like me, were Jewish refugees from Europe. Their families were still being killed by the Nazis. Those 2.5 years. God, even now it feels like a nightmare. I worked 18 hours a day, smoked 2 packs of cigarettes daily, barely ate. I went from 130 pounds down to 115. My friends said I looked like a skeleton. My wife Kitty was worried sick, but I couldn't stop. You know that feeling? When you know you're doing something terrible, but you have to finish it? Every morning I'd wake up thinking, is today the day we crack it? And every night I'd think, what the hell am I doing? Sometimes I'd go out into the desert at night, just sit there, looking at the stars, smoking. That desert was so quiet, so peaceful. And I'd think, in a few months, we're gonna detonate a man-made sun right here. Will it work? Will it ignite the atmosphere? Will it destroy the whole planet? We didn't know, but we were gonna try anyway. July 16th, 1945, 5:30 in the morning. We're about to detonate it. I didn't sleep the night before, just paced around, chain smoking. Everyone else was terrified too. Some people were praying, some were making bets on whether it would even work. 5:29. The countdown starts. 10, 9, 8, 7. My heart was pounding out of my chest. 3, 2, 1. And then, holy shit. First, the light. That light was so... how do I even describe it? I was wearing dark goggles and I still felt like my eyes were gonna melt. The whole desert turned into daytime in an instant. No, brighter than daytime. Then the heat wave. People 40 kilometers away could feel it. Then the mushroom cloud. It just kept rising, higher and higher. 40,000 feet, like some monster crawling out from hell. People around me were cheering, jumping, hugging each other. Some were crying, some were laughing. But me? I just stood there. My legs were shaking. And this line popped into my head. From the Bhagavad Gita, something I read when I was young. Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. In that moment, I knew. I had done something that could never, ever be undone. We'd opened Pandora's box, and there was no closing it. August 6th, 8:15 in the morning. A plane dropped Little Boy, our first combat bomb over Hiroshima. 43 seconds later, it detonated. 70,000 people, gone. Just like that. Vaporized, burned alive, crushed. The entire city turned into hell on earth. When the news came, I was in my office. People rushed in, congratulating me. We won! The war's gonna end! That night there was a celebration. I stood on stage and made this gesture, crossed my hands over my head, mimicking Japanese surrender. Everyone was laughing, clapping. I was laughing too. But when I got home, I ran to the bathroom and threw up. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. Kitty came in, asked what was wrong. I said, I killed 70,000 people. She said, you ended the war. You saved so many more lives. But what about those 70,000? What about the mothers, the children? What did they do wrong? 3 days later, we bombed Nagasaki. Another 40,000 dead. Germany had already surrendered 3 months earlier. Hitler was dead. We weren't stopping the Nazis anymore. We were just flexing, scaring the Soviets.
That's when I realized I'd been used.
After the war ended, I became this celebrity. My face on magazine covers, the president inviting me to dinner, people recognizing me on the street. But I didn't want any of it. I started speaking out against the hydrogen bomb, something 1,000 times more powerful. I told the government, enough. We've done enough stupid things. Don't keep going. 1947, I went to the White House to see Truman. I told him, Mr. President, I feel like I have blood on my hands. You know what he did? He handed me a handkerchief. Said, well then, wipe them off. Then he turned to his aide and said, don't let that crybaby come see me again. That's when I understood. To them, those 160,000 lives were just numbers. Only us, only the people who built the bomb, we're the ones who wake up screaming at night. And then, the most screwed up thing happened. Because I opposed the hydrogen bomb, because I joined some left-wing groups when I was young, because some of my friends were communists, the FBI started investigating me. They said I might be a Soviet spy. 1954, they held hearings, put me on trial. For 4 weeks straight, they dug through my entire private life, asked me which women I'd slept with, what I'd said, made my friends testify against me. The most ironic part? I built the weapon that won the war for America, and now they were treating me like a traitor. Edward Teller, father of the hydrogen bomb, my former colleague, he testified against me in court, said he didn't trust me. I sat there watching him say those words, and my heart just shattered. After they stripped my security clearance, I was basically kicked out of the scientific community. I still directed the institute at Princeton, but couldn't touch any classified projects. I became a symbol, a warning, a tool that got used up and thrown away. I kept smoking, 2 packs a day. Knew it would kill me, but I didn't care anymore. Maybe I wanted to die. 1963, Kennedy gave me some award. Sort of an apology, I guess. But by then, I already had throat cancer. Didn't have long left. February 1967, I died. I was 62. Now, I know what you're all wondering. You've been waiting for me to answer this, haven't you? If I could go back, knowing everything I know now, knowing about Hiroshima, about Nagasaki, about the Cold War, about the 13,000 nuclear weapons that exist today, would I still do it? Would I still say yes to General Groves that day in 1942? Stay with me, because the answer is going to break your heart, just like it broke mine. The answer is yes. Yes, I would do it again. In 1942, facing Hitler, I didn't have a choice. If I didn't do it, someone else would have, and they might have screwed it up worse. The Nazis might have gotten it first. Millions more might have died. So yes, I'd make the same choice. But that doesn't mean I can forgive myself. Not for 1 second. Not for 1 single goddamn second. I still dream about Hiroshima. Every night. Dream about those kids running through fire, their skin melting off. Those mothers searching through rubble for their babies. Those bodies turning to ash in an instant. Every single night. I created a sun, but it was the son of hell, and I have to live with that. Well, I had to live with that. Now I'm dead. But you know what the worst part is? The worst part is that it didn't stop. We didn't just build one bomb. We built thousands, then tens of thousands. America built them, Russia built them, China, France, Britain, India, Pakistan, North Korea. Right now, as I'm telling you this story, there are over 13,000 nuclear warheads on this planet. Enough to destroy every major city on Earth. Enough to end human civilization multiple times over. And it all started with me. Listen to me. Please, if you take anything away from my story, it's this. Science itself isn't good or bad. It's just knowledge. Just truth. But scientists, we're human beings, and we gotta have a conscience. When you're chasing some breakthrough, some innovation, some amazing new discovery, stop. Just stop for a second and ask yourself, what am I making? How will it be used? Who will control it? What happens if it falls into the wrong hands? What are the consequences I can't even imagine yet? I thought I was saving the world. I thought I was stopping Hitler. I thought I was protecting my country, my family, my people. Turns out, I gave the world a doomsday weapon. I gave humanity the power to commit suicide. Congratulations, Oppenheimer. You changed history, all right. I'm Robert Oppenheimer, father of the atomic bomb. Death incarnate. The man who opened Pandora's box and couldn't close it. This is my story. This is my confession. This is my warning. I just hope, God, I hope, the world never needs another person like me. Because one was already too many. All right, that's it. Story's over. Thanks for listening to an old man ramble about his regrets. Remember what I said. Please. Goodbye.